There is how do we say this? There are people, especially adult predators of children, are the most adept at picking out the wounded, the vulnerable, the weak. It's like the cheetah, the Serengeti, or the savannah, whatever, waiting, and it says that one, that little gazelle, that's the weak one. I notice a bit of a limp. That's my target. They also exude not only a vulnerability, but a sense of, I only know victimization. I only know this. The way that I interact, the way that I establish my bona fides, the way I am rewarded, my worth throughout my life is an unwilling participant in these behaviors. They don't want to do that. They don't realize it. They've never known love. They don't know anything. It knocks them off. If a tree grows like this and all of a sudden it veers off, you can straighten it up again, but it's always shows this vulnerability there, and you can't get away with it. And people, they attract people who pick up on the victimization. Another thing too, and I'm not saying in the case of Virginia because I never met her, there are some women and girls who have learned to be, oh yeah, you don't care about me? Well, I don't care about you. And I'm going to get you before you get me. And I know how to play this game. I'm not saying that, but there are some people that you will meet and you say, these are not very nice women. These are predators. No, they're not. They learn this. This is a defense mechanism. They're getting you before. You ever hear, the case of Eileen Wuornos. Eileen Wuornos is the only female serial killer. No, that's all she knew. That's all she knew. I can create this. We have something in this country called the abuse. It's a defense, the abused spouse defense, learned helplessness, where we say, look, when you do this to somebody, you don't know when they're going to fight back or how they're going to fight back. Imagine this woman, Virginia, when you see her and you, thank you for being so proud of, or thank you for being so brave about my victimization. Did she ever do anything? Is she ever known for anything, for doing anything other than that she was in the clutches of this person, kind of thrown around like a rag doll, like a possession, like a toy? Here I am standing next to him. Here I am over here. Here I am rubbing my... This isn't the notoriety she wanted. And I don't care how much money she gets. I don't know how many millions. What is her life and her innocence worth? What? It's... And she's one of millions. You destroy these people. And we're seeing, Shaun, more and more, and through my wife's work, and I'm seeing this more and more. We're seeing levels of victimization. Let me give you an example. The other day, there was a huge rally here in New York against Meta. Do you know what's happening with kids right now because of phones? There was a fellow. You might have heard of him, John Alite or Ali. He's a not a mobster, but he was in the mob. And that notwithstanding, his daughter took something she thought was a Percocet or something, and there are people being killed, not overdosed, but poisoned. And where did they get this? On the phone. You should have seen this rally. People holding up pictures of their son and daughters. They're saying, I don't even know what this is. They didn't do anything wrong. So we're seeing, I know that this is different, but victimization over victimization, not only from individuals like Epstein and others, but digital victimization, big tech, bots going in, preying on little kids. It's at levels of predation you've never seen. And the number of people in the world who are so scarred and hurt and damaged. And you don't have to go full Virginia Giuffre. You could go through 50% of what you went through and still be permanently damaged. This is all over the place. So we're having generation upon generation upon generation of people showing levels of these horrors, and it's just it is so depraved, and we're also becoming habituated to it because we're saying, "Oh, there's another one of these. Oh, there she is. How much did you get?" And the lawsuit with Dershowitz, and oh yeah, they're in it for the money. I love that one. They're in it for the money. They went through this for the money. I mean, it's beyond anything. But here's the thing: we cannot let this go. We have to have something. President Trump has to say, "I have a permanent committee on this." And we're going to find out. We're going to publish. I don't mean there's some file. I mean, as it happens, I'm going to call our friends in Australia, and I don't know how good, because that's not exactly the bastion of free speech as of late, if you know what I mean. But I want to see a copy of any kind of toxicology, any kind of autopsy, and I want to have independent sources look through this. Number one, we have to look at the evidence. We have to find out what happened. Tell me the circumstances again. Who found who? What happened? What did she do the last night? Where did she come from? Was she at a party? Was she home by herself? Did you report? Was she crying? Did she eat? Was she on the phone? Let's look at her phone bill. This is because people don't just wake up sometimes and say, you know what? Goodbye, cruel world. Doesn't work like that. There are indicia. I want there to be a thorough forensic investigation, toxicological investigation, forensic medicine. I want this top to bottom. And I want people to remember this. And I want them to say, we got to be careful. Yeah, we don't want to be the next Virginia Giuffre. Remember that one? We thought we could slip her underneath, just kind of slide her under the rug and nobody would care. They never went away. And I don't mean that weird JFK stuff, but I mean tribunals of people. And to have President Trump say, well, Australia, what are you going to do about it? Here are your suspects. Here's what we've force these people, make a stink. We have a 3-day rule in this country. 3 days and we forget about everything. I want to have a thorough review. Get Michael Biden and other people to go thoroughly through that, have Elon Musk offer a reward. Find me. Give me the information. Let also the great crowdsource investigators that you have right here. People with incredible ability to parse through the crap and say, this doesn't make any sense. We have an expression in the South, that dog don't hunt. It's like there's something wrong with it. This doesn't make. Talk to her children. How was she dealing with her husband? Were there any problems? Also, what about, I don't know how the probate, who inherits? Was there a trust set up for the kids? Does the old man get the money? Who gets this? Where are those funds? And also, she was talking about reviving and reinvigorating new levels of investigation. That was interesting. So we'll find out people that she worked with. What was she saying? Where were you on to? We can't let this go. And we have to have people who know what they're talking about, Shaun, and stop saying, I want to see the black book and I don't care about that. That doesn't matter. Think critically. Do it for her because she can't speak anymore. She can't speak. It's funny when, I don't mean it like that, but when you see somebody in a medical on a slab, they're telling you, they're saying, I can't talk, but look at me. I'm giving you hints. I'm giving you a clue. Look at how long, look at my cause of death or time of death, and look what they said. Look at my pattern. Look at the way I was sitting. Look at this, the blood pooling. This is lividity. This is livor mortis. This is inconsistent with what they said. Look at my stomach. I'm sorry to say this. Look at my stomach contents. Look at when I last ate. That's not what they said. There's so people, when they do things, they never think about covering up their mistakes. It just happens. And they think, well, nobody will look into it. You always leave information. Seal that room. Do not let anybody in. Do not contaminate the scene. And make sure everybody there who is protected. I mean, we've got to stop just showing interest. Oh, that's Shaun Attwood. Oh, them crazy people that he just likes them show a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Goddamn right, I'm a conspiracy analyst. I'm not going away. Period.